Hey everybody, Jason here. So real quick, I just wanted to take a minute or two this morning. I thought this was a pretty good promotion from M1, like worth sharing. I know there's always a lot of links and everything to brokerages, open up your Robinhood, receive 2 free stocks, WEBULL, M1, and usually M1 gives you $30 if you use a referral code. So if you use my referral code, normally you get $30, I get $30, which is pretty great. They increased it to $50 for depositing $100. So 50% gain on your money in 7 to 14 days is when they say that deposit takes place. Is pretty awesome. So if you don't have one, or if you're looking for a good place to put your long-term investments, M1 is fantastic. I have 5 different accounts open with M1. I have this one, which is my dividends. I have an IRA that I transferred in, which happened at the just perfect time. It was like right before everything crashed down. I closed out from one brokerage. They sent me a check and I was sending it to M1 while everything was on its way down. So then I was able to open it up in M1 when everything was down and came back up. I have one with ARK Invest. I have one, and then I have just another couple, one that I just make very large purchases, like $2,000 straight a month. And then another one when I was just kind of building out my first account, and I've just let it sit. But one cool thing about M1 is that I really like. So particularly for this dividend account. So you can see I have like a bunch of different holdings in here. And what it does is I'm able to allocate a certain percentage of my funds to each one. So for example, Altria 4%, AT&T 4%, Caterpillar 4%, Apple 3%. Now what M1 does that's a little bit different than most of the brokerages, normally when you receive a dividend, so normally you get a dividend from Altria. And what that does is it goes right back into purchasing shares of Altria. But what M1 does is it takes that money and it buys whatever stock you're low on allocation wise, and makes those purchases when you have additional funds. So for example, Altria, I have a 4% allocation. I only have 3.8% of my account value in it. So the next deposit, which I do make twice a week into this, will go towards buying these underlyings that are a little bit low. Apple, I have a 3% allocation. They're up 3.3, so I won't buy that at that time. So I think it forces you to do the correct thing a little bit. Any stocks that are down, it'll purchase those instead of putting money into stocks that are up. It just makes sense. Let me jump into the little referral guide. And here you go. I'll leave a link down in the description, but this is super straightforward. I think you need to have a new account, deposit $100, and you get $50. Like pretty straightforward. Turn $100 into $150. Takes 7 to 14 days before you get your deposit. You get $50, I get $50. Help me out, help you out. If you got a friend that has M1, use their referral link. Super cool. You guys get both $50. Yeah, but normally it's $30. So I thought it was worth mentioning. They have some announcement coming out. I have no idea what it was. Their only clue was the number 10, so I don't know if they're going to start offering crypto or whatnot. And then, by the way, they do also allow fractional shares of absolutely everything, which is pretty cool. You can build out a pie of 30 different stocks, and you can put $20 in or $30 in, and it'll just purchase it little by little. So it's a great place to just start sticking money. Well, all right, we've already spent 4 minutes on this. Enough. Let's jump into my real account. All right, so started off the day pretty cool, and then looks like we're down about $1,000. So Tesla coming down, which is good for these positions right here, these call credit spreads, which just a couple days ago I was down quite a bit. Needed a lot to close those out. I was feeling pretty good about them, mainly because in order to break out above 700, I think Tesla needs to test it at least a couple more times before breaking above. So that's why I don't think we'll have any crazy upside quite yet. I think I'll leave that in the next couple weeks, maybe earnings after earnings, or even pre-earnings run up. We also have Jerome Powell speaking today. We have a lot of events. We have a lot of earnings going on. It's definitely earnings season. We have a lot of economic reports, Jay Powell, and then Tesla's actual earnings coming out. which I think are going to be pretty good. It was only the estimated. I saw what the estimates were, and it was only slightly above last quarter, even though their deliveries are way up, although their Bitcoin holdings are going to weigh on them, but they also don't need to pay out Elon quite as much, his compensation. It's not going to be huge tranche this time. So, I was just waiting for these guys to come down. I may close them out. I think I already had an order to close them out like at $10 or something like that. But I think we're sitting in the right place. We have our long condor, and let's see, we need to be above 670 for max gain. I think we're on our way there. So I did close one out yesterday for $400, just waiting to see what this guy does. So we're down, we paid $500 for 2 plays, sold one for $400. So now I'm basically $100 into this play, which would put me up $300 total on these 2 guys. And then we have our long butterfly. We do need to see some pretty decent upside, but I actually quite like when, let's grab this guy. I actually quite like it when we have the dips like earlier in the week, just because that gives a few more days for recovery, and any kind of like overreaction to correct itself a little bit. And both of these plays are predicated on it being a little bit higher. And the likelihood, if it was sitting exactly at 680 for it to stay exactly 680 is not very high. My feeling would be we came down, like we obviously came down yesterday and today a bit. But I think what kind of is going to happen is it's going to go back up, just because I guess I'm a bull always, doesn't matter what. And we are getting closer to earnings. So when it does get up to that 680 level, or if it does, that's when I can look to close out the butterfly, and then the butterflies, and then on the condor, I can pretty much, if it's staying in that zone, then I can leave it till the end of the week. Yesterday, because we did see the S&P drop quite a bit. Let's go out. Where did it go? I did open up one of these a month out, as I pretty much usually do. So because we saw the SPY dip quite a bit, I went ahead and grabbed one of these just to put credit spread. Grabbed a whole $31 credit on there, so we have a whole month for this to ride out. So even if we're down a bit in the near term, usually pretty confident after 30 days that the S&P generally, even with these pullbacks, pretty much kind of goes up. So, and that's why I like to grab them on these little down days. Other than that, looks like we may have a little bit of upside, unless that's fake. Very well could be fake. I see a lot of these like little fake things on my account all the time. Other than that, I don't think we have much going on. Palantir's been getting pretty beat up. Maybe that's about it. All right, guys. Well, we'll keep an eye on it, see how it goes for the rest of the day. Hopefully Jerome doesn't have anything too negative to say, and it's an awesome day for everybody. Love you guys. Let's make a lot of money.